Hello. Welcome to the Chao Garden, and welcome back to Muramasa the Demon Blade. I've said it once, I've said it twice. I think this is it. I think this should be the finale. I've gone and grinded a ton since our last outing. I realized that I could be doing that on the Muso difficulty to cut down on just how punishing everything is. I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. Even the achievements for revisiting the bosses were apparently doable the whole time on the easier difficulty. But today's objective, now that I've reached a high enough level with Kisuke, is to go and visit each of the enemy lairs that I have never seen, or at least didn't get the achievement for, because they might offer something new and interesting. Defeat them, or beat them, rather. Collect whatever is in them. I guess maybe there will be something unique and interesting. I'm looking now at the achievement list. The Insane Pandemonium one says you can clear it on any difficulty. So I guess I'll just put it on Muso and see what that has to offer, and then we're gonna go and see the final ending of the game with Kisuke, and we pray in some ways that there won't be a final ending that makes me go have to do a bunch of other stuff yet again and go back on my word that this was the final episode. So let's see, kind of a final build here. Comet 3 is pretty good. Super Draw, I don't off the top of my head know what Super Draw is. It's either more power to the Quick Draw, which is my guess, or it's a faster Quick Draw. I think it's more power to the Quick Draw. Where's that one swashbuckler item? Well, no, that says Quick Draw boosts attack power. Okay. Does one of these say Super Draw? No, so I don't know exactly what it does. Sounds good, though. Oboro Muramasa. It's just pretty good. It gives a whopping +7 to both stats. Disturbance is a good secret art. And the Mume Tamanu. I mean, Gale 2 is insane, and then another +5 to our stats. The Neo Bracelet lets us kind of use anything, although if I was willing to give up the Mume Tamanu, which I think is honestly one of the best swords in the game, I could go with anything else that has over 700, and I can free up that slot for... I mean, Waning Moon is good, Boost Attack is good. That's like it, though. Everything else is a little weaker. Thunderclap's okay. And then from there on, I can take a big hit to attack power with this blade. Stop All is a great effect to have. Gale Thrust 3 is okay. And then what would I do on top of that? If I could free it up and I could even get Stop All, what would I do? Add Dummy, Absorb Life. Like, these are all effects that I can just get with a sword. I can just put on a sword that does something like that. Honestly, Oboro Muramasa is maybe one of the weaker options. If my sword strength is set to 700, so I'm actually nerfing this blade for the secret art, which has been hit or miss in my usage so far. And then 7 strength and vitality, pretty good. I mean, it's not bad, but it also doesn't really... I mean, we're at 230 strength already. Is another 10 really going to make a huge difference? I'm not so sure. Anyway, that was a lot of talking. Let's go to... Let's see, we have Mikawa, Hida, Kai, and Izu. Izu's the last one we should do, though, so I already see Kai right here. What an interesting game this has been. You know what's fascinating to me the most out of everything is... I went this whole game into the post-game for quite a while without realizing long blades hit multiple times. That's so crazy. How did it take me that long? I'm not sure if I ever knew that in the first time I had played this game. Was it told to you in the tutorial and I missed it? Definitely a good reason that there's multiple points at which a person should be allowed to give their opinion on a game, and you should take that to heart. So I think first impressions of a game are important. You shouldn't dismiss somebody's first couple hours with a game, because it gives you a lot of insight as to what the game communicates about itself right away. You need to know if people are bouncing off of it or what's sticking out to them. What the hell? Actually just like fighting wildlife? Okay. This is insane. But you need to know what the hooks are, what works and what doesn't work. And for someone's first impression, like, yeah, that's valid. It's a valid thing. Lots of people just go to the ending and they don't engage with side content. It's important to know their opinion. What did they learn? What did they miss out on from the side content? Did they still understand what was going on? What did they pick up? Like, you know, if I would have stopped playing this game as soon as I hit the credits on either character or even both characters, I still would have missed the fact that there were additional endings past what they specifically said with the Mume Tamanu blade and the, what's the other one, Tsuki Otoshi. Would have missed out on that, and I would have personally never found in that amount of time the long blade ability. And then, of course, the opinions of people who engaged with the entirety of the game, and maybe even like continued on past what is expected, because those are the people who do the deep dives into the mechanics and truly understand the game at the deepest level. All of those and those are people who, like, you know, Dark Souls content creators and stuff, who dive into the weapons and tell you, like, what's the actual best weapon in these specific use cases, and how can you abuse certain mechanics, and we can argue, like, death of the author and all that. Like, did the developers really want you to do certain things? Well, it's possible in the game, so you have to contend with the fact that maybe they did want you to use these mechanics in certain ways, or have you understand the game in a certain way. So all of these are valid. It's, again, like I just said, death of the author is such a fascinating concept. I hope I'm not misusing that sort of phrase, but the developer's intent and how players engage with the game can be very different, and they're all totally valid. There's so many different perspectives to be had on art and media and games. Games are so nuanced because of the fact that they're interactive. I don't want to waste my draw on this guy, but he's just not cooperating. You know, another thing I talk about a lot is the fact that I became a completionist largely because a lot of people used to be very dismissive of my opinions on stuff. I would play a game and I would think, like, well, this is what I think about it, and maybe this thing I liked or this thing I disliked. And they would say, oh, well, you know, you didn't get to the final part of the story, or you didn't play as this character, or you didn't get to level 99, so, like, what do you know? And that, like, irked me enough that I guess I just became a completionist through that, and now I identify with other aspects of being a completionist, probably more than that, but people were dismissive. And now I understand, like, well, the opinion that I had back then was totally valid. They were just at a different, like, level or layer of their understanding than I was. You know, maybe they were the people who beat the game or completed the game, and they were saying, well, you don't know what you're talking about because you're only early on. You're at an earlier or more surface layer. You know, when someone plays a game, I guess for me it would be Monster Hunter. If someone plays Monster Hunter and they bounce off of it right away, and they say, well, it's too difficult. That was an interesting enemy layer, by the way, just fighting wildlife. If someone bounces off of Monster Hunter because it's too hard, you know, my instinct is, at least I know, Monster Hunter gives you all the tools you need. I'm thinking of Monster Hunter like 3 and 4, I guess, not exactly World and Rise. You have all the tools to evade anything and never take any damage at the beginning of the game. You don't need You could say this about like a game like Hades as well. Those games also have like the tools you need to evade everything and never take any damage. You can play the game perfectly. It's a matter of skill. But that's not what I would say to that player who's having difficulty with the game. You don't say, oh, well, you just lack skill. I mean, you could, but that's dismissive, and that's not the point. There's something within the game that's preventing them from realizing the level of skill that they may or may not have. Well, you would hope that they do have it. They can get there, but to just say, like, oh, you don't get it, I don't know, that person's experience playing the game, I keep saying it, it's valid. They played the game, they gave it a shot, and it just wasn't working. And so you need a way to recognize, well, how can you teach them the tools that are there? Like, they must have just missed that. The fact that they exist, and me as, like, maybe a more experienced player understand that, doesn't immediately mean that anyone who has trouble with the game, like, just isn't allowed to enjoy it, or I have to think that they're beneath me in some respect. Like, oh, don't they know? Don't they know all the intricate mechanics within the game? Don't they know every single tool at their disposal that they can do that? Well, maybe not. And maybe it's not their fault. If you have a tutorial at the start of the game that tells you every single mechanic in it via a big text box, like, is it still fair to criticize... Jesus! Holy shit. Is it fair to criticize that person for not retaining every single aspect of that information? Like, let's say every mechanic in a text box right at the start, and then you can't review it. After you close it, you cannot review it whenever you want. But then you say, oh, you didn't know you could do this? Well, that's a you problem. Is it? Is it the player's fault for not retaining all of that information in an info dump right at the start? And that's being, like, maybe a little hyperbolic with an example, but that's what I'm trying to get at. All games communicate information in a different way, and maybe it doesn't stick, and you need to take those lessons from first impressions to fine-tune that and make sure everyone does have access to all the information they need. Wow, that was really easy. Really scary when they came down. So I got two pieces of equipment there. I don't know what they do. Hungry Devil Saucer, Mad Tummy. Well, I already had the second one. And here, can I nitpick video games for a second? When I'm going over these, like, I can't scroll to... I can't go up, I can't see what's above where my cursor is, and then if I go down, well, I can't see what's below the Fox Spirit Belt. I want to see the item I have that's new, but as soon as I highlight it, the new tag will disappear. So there's actually no way for me to know all the items in the middle of that menu. You see that scroll bar on the right? Any items in the middle, I can't see if they're new. By the time I reach them, yeah, it was the Wolfsbane Poison. I never saw it say new for even a moment. So that was kind of, like, pointless, huh? That it was even marked as new? That is what I got, right? I mean, see, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it said Wolfsbane Poison. Again, I had the better version already. Just another tiny little, like, detail that I think is interesting to point out. That would be, like, the interface, or... I suppose it's more user interface, just design, rather than UX, user experience, right? I feel so passionate about that stuff, but I definitely don't want to, like, get into graphic design to make those elements. I just want it to function in a way that makes sense. And, like, yes, it's not a glaring flaw. It doesn't make the game any worse. Plenty of games have that issue. Plenty of games have fixed that issue. I just think it's interesting to point out and say, oh, this is somewhere where we could do better in future games. So, okay, what are the other ones I needed? Mikawa and then Izu. trying to figure out how to quit the game earlier, and I thought there was a way, I just couldn't remember, and it's you have to save and then say, okay, I don't want to play. So you cannot go back to the main menu without hitting reset in the Wii menu, which I don't have bound on the controller. Or you have to save and then quit. So if you didn't want to save, you can't go back to the main menu without a menu. Without a Wii menu interaction. I guess there was a reset button on the console, right? This is like a teal barrier or something. I got Momohime to level like 97 or 98 while I was running around, like, I leveled Kisuke and then I was just a little busy on the side. I couldn't commit to recording this part of the stream just yet. Oh, I've tried this before, haven't I? Why did he go to the left? Get out of here. My ultimate move, Gale 2. It's so cheap. Oh no, they found out my strategy. They're all sorted up. They're killing me. Trillium tablet, my beloved. 500, it's nothing. What am I supposed to do? They won't get off my ass. I beat some of them down, I guess. Oh, no way! No way! Oh my god, I threw! Oh my god, I threw! I choked and I threw! Crazy, it was one hit, he refreshed his sword, and for some reason... my muscle memory said, start flying through the air. I mean, sometimes that move goes hard. I cannot get like a hit off on these guys. Even if I run to the side, some of them start throwing out like... I rolled! I'm trying to turn left. Ugh. Yeah, some of them start throwing out a big laser beam, and it's like, okay. I mean, I guess, yeah, Momohime and Kisuke would absolutely lose, like, so fast if they didn't have secret arts, because that's the only thing that saves me in a lot of instances. I don't know what makes him determine which side he decides to throw his blade out. Sometimes it's backwards from where I'm facing. Sometimes I'm mashing the attack button and like trying to look the other way to get him to change it, but I don't know. Seven samurai. Oh wow, there were 7. Yamato Miracle Drug. Wait, didn't I already have that? Did I have that on Momohime? I'm confused. No. What? I had some other thing then. I had the one that restores 2%. Where did I get it? Wow, weird. Okay, well... Now we can go to Muso, and I'm doing it because, I just want to make life easier on myself and ensure I can do this in a timely manner for this recording. We're going to try and beat Total Pandemonium or whatever it's called. I was trying to do it at level 80 or something? I was definitely not level 92 as it suggests. I remember that. Boy, I wish there was a faster way to do this. I mean, it's a really good animation, but yeah, I mean, I've seen it about 20 times now. Any game that you have something like this, you gotta let the player do more than one at a time. I mean, even realistically, like, if I wanted to cook a bunch of squid, am I gonna make a fire and then put them down one by one? Crazy. I wish I could do the fishing minigame well enough, but I don't know how many attempts that would take. We don't need a whole episode of me failing to fish just so I can get an achievement. I got all the recipes as Momohime, somehow. I went and bought one. I was just talking to the peddlers as I was running around. The guys who have all the wares. And one of them had a recipe I hadn't bought for some reason. I bought one of them, but I hadn't bought the other. So, as Momohime, I have every recipe. Still missing, like, a good amount of accessories. I might have all of the accessories in the game between the two characters, but I haven't collected them all on just one character, which is what the achievement requires. That's actually probably not true, though. I'm sure that there's bosses I haven't rematched. Like, right off the top of my head, I know I haven't gone and fought Yuki Nojo as either character. It just doesn't occur to me, like, when you look at the map... a bad area to try and look. Wow, why can I not zoom out? That's insane. Is Izu... No, Sagami. So the question mark here means it's a Momohime boss, and I actually went and fought that as Kisuke. But if there's like a pair of swords... Does Musashi have it because of the final boss? Yeah. When it's crossed swords and it's as clear, that was a Kisuke boss. It keeps failing to register in my mind that there are these areas that say clear, but I'm actually able to and should go back to them and fight the boss again. And I don't remember which bosses were where. I have no idea. The giant centipede, that's another one. I know I haven't fought the giant centipede again. I don't remember what region it was in. Didn't equip the squid. Probably had a chance to. Wait, can I just do this anytime I want? Where's this squid? There we go. Don't need that. Wow, you can just put more healing items on? All the times I was like, oh no, I forgot to put the thing on, and I could have just done that. Wow. Again, guys, I'm in the post-game. I've got like 20, 25 hours in this game. I still don't know some basic stuff. And of course. Use it or lose it is what I say, because Kisuke is just going to auto-block it if I don't, and then I'll lose all my blade power anyway. Left, left, left. Thank you. And I dashed into it. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. This is not going too bad so far, I would say. I'm not messing around with these guys anymore. Go away. If this is the last enemy lair that I need an achievement for, I guess this must really truly be the ultimate, like, culmination of your skill. This is the ultimate test. Not too surprising considering what I sort of thought from before. Like, it's nearly max level. It's so many waves. And it uses the word pandemonium in the name, which is what the game itself uses. For Momohime's storyline, so it's pretty connected with the theme of the game anyway. I don't think I have stop all, so I'm not immune to poison like I was the other times I tried this. I tried. Oh. Nice, just barely hit him with that. Oh, great. No, I got pushed away. There we go. Level up even? Nice. Oh my god, that poison hurts. Where's the herbal remedy? Ooh, the damage is real. I mean, that damage is insane on just the normal long blade combo. I think it might also extend the hitbox, or the, like, active hitbox. Like, it's out for longer, so it can deflect and connect with more projectiles, which is pretty helpful. Part of me wonders if it's even, like, okay, I kind of hate spamming Gale because it's so strong. Also, I have to keep it pressing the attack button to make Gale go longer. At least I'm pretty sure. It definitely doesn't feel like it lasts as long if I'm not pressing the attack button. Like, let's actually test this. Okay, 32, 54, so that's 22, right? Okay, now, oh, this other guy's gonna come up here and mess it up. Well, let's just remember 22 hits. Come on, big guy. Oh, I just ate food and then leveled up anyway. Again, it feels like overkill, but when he hits me one time and I lose the same amount of sword power, I risk taking damage. It's like, why don't I just, like, immediately use the secret art? Against these guys, I kind of can't because they're blocking everything. God, samurai overlapping each other is insane. Like, these guys are kind of a joke in normal gameplay. Like, you just do one front flip slam on them and their sword is gone. Once there's a bunch of them together, though, like, you just can't get anything in. You can't get any damage in. You can't tell who has their sword broken. The focus. Well, there goes that sword. There goes that sword again. Oh my gosh, what's it even matter what I do? He just breaks my sword in one hit. Blocking? Never heard of it. Has that always just auto-targeted the closest enemy? That's why I keep, like, I hold this, I hold down, and I try to tilt in a certain direction so I can make him flip left or right. But I guess it's always just targeted on its own. That's my problem. That's why I do that, and then I just roll like that. See, like, there is nuance to the controls. It's just not how I would have made the controls. In my perfect world, that's not how it works. This is like a combination of all of the other layers that challenge you to just fight 1 billion guys. Maybe this is a combination of every layer. If I have to fight, like, frogs and stuff, I'll know for sure, but... Like, I've had to fight a layer with just samurai. You guys saw me do that in this episode. I've had to fight nothing but the ninja. I've fought the big ninja. I fought the poison spewing guy. I did a layer with this guy. Oh, we can test that thing now. Okay. So. 21, I mean. Okay, so mashing does nothing. All this time I've been mashing during Gale. Earth Hornet. That's what it's called, right? That one's also really good. Isn't Earth Hornet? That one's got to extend with mashing. I guess I thought all the multi-hits did that. Okay, Gyokenji Stone is for every blade. It's not, like, quite explicit. Okay. Yeah, come on. This is just every layer combined. That's very funny. That sucks, though. I don't like that. That just means this is a really long and tedious enemy layer. They have cut back on, like, how much you actually have to fight, though. Like, I didn't have to fight 7 samurai. I had to fight, like, 3 really powerful samurai. And here we're already moving on from the wildlife to the Tengu. But boy, what a slog of a challenge. I guess it's cool. It's not really to my taste. Oh my god. Get out of here. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna have to fight Bishamon or Bishamon 10. Whatever his name was. There was like 2 of them in the lair. Oh, hello. Yeah, I don't really like spamming Gale because it's just like it's kind of brain off. It's so strong. I guess I feel better now that I know I wasn't having to mash the button. I mean, my finger sure is sore from unnecessarily doing that. But that makes me think, like, I'm already using an item that makes this sword, the Oboro, weaker. And Disturbance is okay. It lasts a long time, it does a lot of damage, but so, oh wow, so does Gale. So what if I just put another weapon that has, like, a move like this? I think Momohime had some that were called Windmill. Those might have been the same. Why don't I just use 3 of those, you know? Outside of the fact that I might be missing out on sword effects. But if I'm just, like, invulnerable the entire fight, what does it matter? I can just constantly spin around and be a wheel of death, and nothing can ever hurt me. I didn't expect him to get staggered. That sucks. See, now look, I've just wasted, like, half of my weapon's energy. What is this one? Oh, these are little Oni. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to fight the stupid horse and bull demons again. God, I hate those things. They're actually dangerous. I should have equipped something to give me health back, because I'm relying exclusively on my items and level ups right now. If I wasn't leveling up, I'd be much more screwed. Is there an item that heals you? That gives you the healing over time effect? I guess not. Uh-oh. Whoa, why did he go flying through the air? One bad thing about knowing now the long blade, I can't keep them staggered in midair like I could when I was mashing it. Because there's a deliberate timing that you need to actually get the attack to connect with all its hits before you drop the string. Like, I was pressing it. I pressed attack a couple times up there, but it just wouldn't go off. I tried to press it immediately too, and it's still just... I'm sure they're still gonna make me fight the other ones. Yeah, of course. That's like his whole health bar. It's wild. Oh, wrong sword, but that works. No! Oh my god. Isuke, you have no idea how wrong you were for that play. There you go. That's my boy. How did that not keep the combo going? That's wild. Gotta stop saying that's wild. No, put me down. How much more? This is just like a literal full repeat of that one. Like, you just have to do this entire layer again. And if you die at any point, oh, I can't believe they make you suffer through this whole thing. I didn't make it anywhere nearly far enough to get close to beating this one. Oh wait, this is just 5 red Oni. There are no, like, bull and horse guys here. What is happening? Wow! What was that? Where do I go? There's nowhere safe right now. Yeah. Saw it coming, but... Oh. I guess if they're at the, like, top corner of the screen, you can't... a long blade, maybe even a regular blade, is too slow to continue a combo. I could not... What? No way. Oh my god. Both of them? He's using disturbance. Screw you, dude. I can't. If I drop my guard for even a second, they start going at me. This is crazy. After everything else you have to go through to get this far, and then you have to fight both of the main characters at the same time, and they're cheating bastards. And they cancel your ability to hit them with a quick draw, because they just quick draw themselves and they cancel each other out. I didn't really have much of an option there. Your blades restore so much faster when you don't have any blades, like, left, if your blade is broken. Kind of interesting. How do you do anything in this game without just spamming secret arts? I'm on, like, the normal difficulty, right? Didn't I lower it to normal? As soon as I stop spamming Gale, they start just breaking my block. think Momohime is the one who's... Look! The white sword is just destroyed! Yeah, I stopped doing this for a moment, and then they just break my sword in return. And I keep saying it, I should have just been spamming Gale even more. I dislike that this is such a strong strategy. Oh. Total pandemonium. Oh, my eyes. My ears. Can you even hear me talking over the sound of just blades flashing constantly? I mean, how is this not supposed to be the best accessory in the game? Whatever it is. Let's see. Use secret arts without losing any soul power. Oh my god. That's ridiculous. You can't break your blade anymore? That's seriously the best. Who cares about anything? I'll use the best sword in the game, or I'll use the highest attack power swords in the game. Sure, if I can just spam the ability over and over and over, nothing matters. Wow. I mean, cool reward. I'm really, really happy to see that. I'm worried for how strong it sounds. Guess I didn't need to save those Ryokenji stones quite as much as I thought I did. Well, the boat's right there, so let's go for a boat ride. He's like too close to me, so it's not actually hitting him. Almost level 99. I didn't even hit level 99 on Momohime. Honestly, that was a really good place to grind for experience. The timer wouldn't start because I didn't move. Come on. Oh. I hate this minigame. The jumping controls are just not like finely tuned. So you basically have to stand here and do your jumping slash to take care of those enemies, or jump and like catch the fish. Wow. And for what? For like no money. Very, very little money. I'm gonna have to keep playing it too. I'm gonna have to run all the way over to the boat and keep trying until I get it. What's the achievement? I think it's for like getting $50 from it. Let me find it. Oh, never mind. It's 500. I have to do really, really, really well. Oh, that sucks. I'd much rather figure out how to fight that. Okay, where is the squid? I've beaten that one on Momohime, I guess, that enemy layer. I thought it was this area, Suruga. I don't see the icon for the boat, though. This is where I just was. Issei, that's where it is. I mean, is the squid random, or the octopus or whatever it was, the kraken? Is that random when you go on a fishing trip? I did the one before, and it was fishing, and then I did the other boat, and I had to fight the monster. I cannot navigate without a map, like, at all times, so I'm sorry if that's been annoying. I am that player. Like, I have a good sense of direction, but typically that's in real life or in a three-dimensional space. I can navigate, you know, an internal compass and find landmarks. But in a 2D game, even though I love Metroidvanias, I have to open up the map, like, every couple seconds just to remember, like, oh, wait, where am I in the world relative to everything else? Because, you know, you're just moving left to right and every room is kind of the same. You know, that's the nature of the video game. You can't make every room completely 100% visually distinct. It's pretty bad in this game because there's only left and right. There's very little verticality in navigation, and some rooms are exact copy-paste. But I do still have that problem a lot with, like, Hollow Knight, which is a game that does very, very well in making rooms, even that use the same art style and tile sets and stuff. They look distinct quite often, but I still struggle. Okay, he still says help me fish, so... but then we have this again. A sea bonds. Big ol' wave. But the timer stopped. Did I win? Unbelievable. A sword just scared away the sea bonds. That's it? Wait, it just said press A to talk. Is that a glitch? I mean, rewind that. It said press A to talk when I was standing, like, right here. Huh. What was the point of that? So sometimes you go to fish and you get interrupted by that. And it doesn't matter if you win or lose? I'm genuinely, I'm very confused. Let's put on Smoke Bomb as well, because we have a lot of running to do. Okay, so now we're going to, is it Musashi? I think Momohime's final boss is in Yamato. Kisuke's is in Musashi. I remember some of the areas, I remember some of the bosses, but not many. Here I go on this ascent for like the 4th time. This sucks. I think I say that a lot. Maybe too much. That blank sucks. I don't know, I mean, at some point I run out of patience and I'm trying to do all these things, but the game doesn't make it easy. Like, the game actively created conditions in which I would need to return to this boss room 3 different times. For 3 different endings. But they made no effort of making it any easier. I'm pretty sure as I go through it, there's going to be the scripted, like, forced encounters in every room again. So, I would say that Momohime's final ending, as I had spoken about it after completing it, was kind of confusing. Wow, this doesn't do nearly as much damage as you'd expect. Level 99. We hit the cap, and we never hit the HP cap, so that 10% XP buff would have, like, kind of never mattered. At least unless I wanted to actively lose out on max HP over the course of the game, and no thank you. Yes, as I was saying, Momohime's final ending with the Oboro Muramasa. A weird one. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I had ranked kind of the other 4. Oh, Comet's gonna go hard when I can just spam it. It's nice and quick, does a lot of damage. But yeah, I don't know how to rank Momohime's other one, and because of how it ended, I also don't know what's gonna happen with Kisuke's, and I expect it to also be, like, weird and unrankable. I mean, I guess I would put it Momohime's 3rd ending, the Severed Fate ending. I bet there's an actual name for it that people say online, and I don't know what it is. I'm gonna say the Severed Fate ending. I would rank it as, like, 4th place out of 5 so far. So it's like my second to last place. I would place it above Momohime's original ending, in which she cancels her wedding with Yuki Nojo, and then devotes herself to, like, becoming a priestess or whatever it was. I would still place it below her other alternate ending. Which I'm trying to remember what it was. I just remember I placed it above her original. What happened in that? That's the one where she, like, she lost her memories and woke up and was named Oboro. And then I don't, like, it's kind of ambiguous what she does with her life after that. Yeah, I'd say I might rank it above that one if I had an idea, like, if Yuki Nojo was possessed or not, and, like, what happens after that, because you don't really know what happens after those. They don't tell you, like, what the future holds in store for them. You do know what the future holds in store for Momohime. You know her goal in the original ending. But nothing works out very well for anyone, which is why I don't like it as much as any of the other ones. She's oh, you do know what happens. She's a wife, and she lives to be 100 years old, and she has 3 kids. But Yuki Nojo apparently goes off and becomes, like, notorious. Because they said something like he does heinous acts or something. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. Maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, I think all 3 of Momohime's endings right now are at the bottom. Both of Kisuke's are at the top. His original is 2nd place. His alternate ending with the Tamanu and the Tsukio Toshi blades. The new game, or the post-game ending, is my favorite. And here we are at the end of our journey. It's time for the final ending, the Oboro Severed Fate ending for Kisuke. Hopefully I can spam Comet and it will be really boring. And we'll win right away and we can see it. That is a bit of a joke. It sounds boring of a... that sounds like a boring way to fight, but it's just what I have access to right now. Again, this is so weird. He says he comes here, Kisuke, as a distraction, right? I'll go there and distract him. Torihime makes it here first and gets killed. Please don't die. That's her dying wish. Please don't die. And he takes that and says, I can't live anymore. She's gone. Her final dying wish? Screw it. I refuse. I don't know what does more damage, this or that Gale Thrust. That's like loud and annoying, so I'm gonna assume Gale Thrust is the better option. This cannot do enough DPS, I think. This is more for the intangibility, but I don't need that. Now that I'm max level with this Narukami bracelet, or I think that's what it was called. I mean, auto block is king. It's like 800 to 900 damage every time I use it. Have to be spaced properly though. It shoots out so many wind blasts and you can only hit 3 times. Like only 3 of these connect unless there's even better spacing. No, it seems like that's it. Unless I fight or I use it against an even bigger boss. I'm just trying to mix it up, by the way. It's just dreadfully boring to spam one ability over and over. He's so tanky and boring to fight. He's like just slightly off the ground so certain things aren't going to connect, or it's like, it's wonky. But he just stands there. Or sits there, or floats there, or whatever. I don't really like Momohime's final boss fight, but it's so much more interesting. It's memorable. This guy is boring. The Shogun. This reminds me of, in Digimon World. It's a game I streamed, the first Digimon World on PlayStation. That game has such terrible audio balancing. I was really excited to unlock a certain move for my Digimon at one point in the game, and it was pretty good. It had, like, good damage numbers. It did damage in an AoE, very similar to Comet 3, but it had a really, really loud, sharp, piercing sound effect that went with it every time you used it. Like, obnoxiously loud. Comet is nothing in comparison, but it's very reminiscent. The whole deal with it. Oh my god, I forgot there's another phase. Disgusting. Well, this is a bigger boss for sure. Speaking of memorable, I had forgotten about this phase of this boss. And it's capped at 3 hits. Oh my god. Thinking about the fact that I have to go through this game again on Chigurui difficulty. And like, all this is gonna be so much worse. I'll definitely be looking up whatever strategies people have, like what does the actual most DPS? Unless I need to play it safe. Maybe it's gonna be about playing it safe. My problem is playing it safe takes too long. Like, I'm in a rush. I got stuff to do. Trying to beat this game. Ugh, did he not take damage from that? Every time I use that, it's like right when he's going sicko mode and he's about to be invulnerable. The worst. Oh. No more healing from level ups ever again. I cannot get to the other side of him. Oh no. Still don't know what those things do other than like punish you for getting close. Which doesn't seem like such a big deal to me. Oh, I didn't mean to press it again. Where'd he go? Oh, hello. I'll finish him with the Oboro Muramasa. 7.5 minute long fight at max level on... Did I switch it off of easy? I don't even know if I switched it off of easy difficulty. I didn't mean to do that, if so. Well, I hope I still get the achievement. Okay, I did.
なんだ、夢か。うつらうつらして妙な夢を見ちまった。いよいよだってのにしっかりしねえといけねえ。今宵牛の国、鳴神に潜入した忍びが使命を決行する。どうしたって命はねえだろうが、決して刀はやらねえぞ。虎姫様を守れるんなら、里の掟なんて。
He said Torihime's name.
背中にあるこのミミズバレは何だ。いや、こりゃ刀傷じゃねえか。驚れた。あの夢の傷と同じだ。陰謀を断ち切る刀。おぼろ村正か。
What's up, guys?
雪の城にことづけてくれ。俺は忍びをやめるってな。選別はいらねえ。代わりにこいつをもらっていくぜ。
里の掟を忘れたか。抜けて生き延びた者はおらんぞ。
口を開けば起きて肩が凝って仕方がねえや。よく見ておけ。俺が生き抜いた抜け人の一人目だ。
Kisuke had a flashback to this moment in the actual storyline, didn't he? Oh, Torihime wasn't there.
キスケ、これは一体何事じゃ。その刀を置きやれ。それを抜けばたちまち取りつかれる恐ろしい刀ぞよ。
俺を裏切り者と呼ぼうが卑怯者と呼ぼうが構やしねえ。だがあんただけは二度と死なせるものか。
Kisuke mentioned Yuki Nojo. I feel like there's a part that I overlooked. Yuki Nojo has a hand to play in both characters' stories. There's something off about him, and I just don't quite understand. He wanted to use Jinkudo's sword to possess someone as well, didn't he? He's not a good guy, and he's also in this story in control of the ninja or something. That's something I need clarification on. I'm totally missing something about Yuki Nojo.
また会えたな、たたり神。俺につけねえんで驚いてやがるな。妖刀霊刀を自在に操るのがおぼろ流。悪いが俺は操れねえ。天に昇る企みもここまでだ。二度と悪さできねえように血と焼きを入れてやるよ。 やい、ドクロ谷の忍びども。使命は失敗だ。とっとと消えな。さもなきゃクズ竜の切れ味をその身で試すことになるぜ。
Uzuryu Kitty.
何を言う
これは姫様、どういうことでございますかな？
しかみ謀反の企て覚えがあろう。観念して縄につけ。気助なる者の口からその方の悪行とうに割れておる。
なんと盗っ人風情のざれ言で身どもを愚弄されるのか。根も葉もない言いがかりも大概でござろう。
動かぬ証拠が見たいのか。浅ましき防御と証文の密書、首席も花王もそちの者に相違あるまい。
The question mark in the middle there, but it's not like the end of a sentence. I don't know. That stands out to me as funny.
公儀隠密と通じ、お家転覆を図ったはもはや明白。言い逃れできるなら、父上の前でしてみるがよい。
And we fought that guy in Momohime's story, I thought. Oh boy, I can't remember.
くせ者じゃ。出会え出会え。またあの小僧が忍び込みおった。出会え。
キスケ。
Whoa. A little low res, but the moon.
待て待て。もう逃がさぬぞ狼藉者め。捕らえて打ち首にしてくれる。もはや逃げ場はないぞ。キスケ、観念してお縄につけ。
There's nowhere to escape. I can just like walk around freely to chat with them. It's funny.
毎夜忍び込んでは我らを小馬鹿にしよって。今宵こそはひっ捕らえ
Don't
て
tell me he's gonna
引導を渡
flee
してくれるわ。
and leave Torahime.
獅子心中の虫は捕らえたか、虎姫。これでひとまず安心だ。
キスケ、クズ竜を返すのじゃ。仲間を裏切ってまで鳴神を救ったお主の父上もきっとご理解くださる。
なんだ、稲荷明神から託された仕事は終わりだってまだ伝えに来てねえのか。譲る派のやつ怠慢しやがって。俺の剣は妖刀霊刀を自在に操るおぼろ竜。俺がこいつをこき使ってる分にゃこいつも悪さはできねえのさ。いぶかしげな顔だな。まあにわかに信じられる話じゃねえか。ともかくだ、阿弥陀様に誓ってこれだけは間違いねえ。代々続いた刀封じの巫女はお役御免。もうあんたは自由だ。
He's not gonna do that, man.
ほっと船が出ちまうぜ。こうしちゃいられねえ。この島国にゃ相手になるやつがいねえんで俺
No
は
one
海を
left
渡
to
る。
fight here.
異国の悪鬼魔人を切って切り下し、クズ竜の怨念が尽きるまで力を絞り取ってやろうという算段よ。おぼろや千獣が言うことにゃ、おぼろ竜こそ天下無敵の魔人剣ならば、クズ竜なんぞに遅れは取るまい。
I've heard that one before.
クズ竜が力尽きるか、おぼろが破れるか、命を張った根比べ。見ず知らずの国でのたれ死にするならそれもまた一興。ああ、俺が勝ったら必ずここへ戻ってくる。虎姫、
Okay.
お前をさらいに来るぞ。その時は観念して俺の嫁になりやがれ。それまではしばしの別れ。
かくしておぼろ村正の空前絶後の旅の始まり。海の向こうに舞台を移し、八面六臂の大活躍。新国インド、ペルシャ、ドイツ、フランス、イギリス、アメリカと海を渡り山を越え、 化け物退治の魔界機構。クズ竜ついに沈められ、キスケの帰国は果たしてなるや。これより全20巻にも及ぶ長い長い物語へと続きます。それはまた別の機会に申し上げることと
In
い
the
たし
next
まして。
20 volumes in this whole game was volume 1.
妖刀村正忍法帳。物語の一巻はこれにてお
Or
しまい。
is it just him waking up with the dream of the game? Is the start of volume 1. Either way, ridiculous. Wow. What a weird way to cap off this game. The Severed Fate endings, I give them this prestigious name, but they almost seem like what-if scenarios. Even more so than the alternate endings were. You have to put in so much more work for these, and in some ways I like that it doesn't seem as though it's the true ending, because the amount of effort is beyond what I would expect for the average player. That's something that's difficult in a lot of games, is if you hide the true ending behind like a ton of stuff and it's like super hard and whatever, and only the most dedicated get to see it. Like, I understand it, but I also want the true finality to be accessible to everyone. I just feel like this music is louder than me, so I... Thank you very much for playing this game all the way to the end. This ends the tale of Muramasa the Demon Blade. Wow. I mean, very cool, very strange. Want to go in and go to a tea house or something and chill while I expel my final thoughts. There's no tea houses nearby. Okay, well, where can I go that there would be one? I can't lock in until I... There we go. Bagami. Kitsune Udon. This looks appetizing. This is what I'm excited to eat in Japan. Muramasa the Demon Blade. Fascinating game. Good gameplay. It falls short a little bit where it feels like sometimes your best course of action is to be spamming secret arts to get your way through like a bunch of overlapping attacks or like really long stuff. Sometimes it's cool that it seems as though they've taken into account the iframes that you can generate for yourself. It can be part of your strategy with a lot of weapons. Choosing your blades and your accessory is a nice touch. I like that there is an accessory that you can theoretically get to make it so any weapon is usable, but it kind of sucks that that takes up your one accessory slot, and it's the only way in the game to make like a ton of abilities actually have a use case. Because without it, you're bringing wet noodles into a fight just so you can have the ability. So like I had addressed that way at the start of the series. Like, what if you really like this ability? Well, unfortunately, there's only a handful of blades that actually go over 700 attack power, and those are definitively like the strongest swords. But I don't like any of their abilities except for Oboro, I think. I mean, most of them are just not very practical in a lot of situations. To me. I mean, I'm not like an expert, obviously, if you've been watching this far. The story is told in a weird way. It's interesting enough. It's fine enough. I like the additional endings. As I was saying, yes, I think it's kind of unreasonable for most people to put in enough effort to see the true ending of this game. That goes above and beyond in a lot of metrics, I would say. And so I'm glad that they weren't like true endings. They still felt like just more alternate endings. I didn't really like either of them, to be honest. Either of the ones that required the Oboro Muramasa. I would probably put Kisuke's in like, out of 6, I'd put it in like 3rd or 4th place. Because it's still a good ending for the characters, and yet Kisuke still decides to depart and travel overseas for this. It sounds like he wants to purify the Kuzuryu blade somehow. He's going to expend its evil energy by fighting with it, doing something, fighting apparitions is what it said. And then once he does that, then he can feel satisfied that he's done this task that Torihime was watching over this blade, and then he can come back to her. That's good overall. And yet, I don't know, it still feels like that's a different timeline. I liked the one, my favorite easily is Kisuke's alternate ending with the 2 blades you get for beating the game as either character, where Torihime does still die, as she did, you know, before the game even started. But then Kisuke and Momohime continue on in the world, and they capture all of the demon blades. Like, they go and look for them, they find them, that's their, like, purpose in life, and they pay their respects to Torihime. Yeah, that one was just good. That one was my favorite. I'm probably missing some details here and there. I feel like I've heard them say certain words in the voiced dialogue that didn't match what was said in the text, and of course that's always going to be the case, I think, with localized work like this. You just can't always capture the essence of what's being said all the time. So I don't know what I missed because of that, and I don't know what I missed because of me. Yeah, the presentation's a little weird. Itemization in this game, good, but a little weird. And the story is pretty good, a little weird. I mean, that's kind of how I would... That's what I would say about this whole game. Yeah, that kind of encapsulates a lot of my thoughts. It's really just the art style that's immaculate without fault. You really can't... I mean, it's so eye-catching and beautiful. The secret arts look really cool, crisp. They, enemy attacks, like, they pop. Oh, man. It feels like a painting a lot of the times. The enemy designs are really weird. That's not exactly to my taste, but it certainly gives... Oh. It certainly gives this game a unique personality, for sure. I didn't know it was going to disconnect the controller like that. Ruin the vibe. Better eat up. At the end of the day, I'd probably give this game like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 if I had to put a number on it, but I really would have to think about it more. Abilities. Wow, I've never even opened this menu. And which items you've equipped, or check your total playtime. Well, I guess it's not really necessary to look at it. Oh. I've still got more of this game to play too for these achievements. I'll tell you right now, I'll refresh my current achievement list. I have to fight Yuki Nojo again, Raijin again, the giant centipede, get all the accessories, defeat a sea bonds with at least 20 seconds left. What? 500 mon from a fishing trip, a mermaid, a combo of 75 or higher on the very first boss of Momohime's playthrough, and then beat every single boss as both characters on Shigurui difficulty, which I think is like a new game. Plus, I have to start all over from level 1 and do it. I'm probably locked into that difficulty too, so there's no easy way to grind anything. Wow, I don't know. Well, what more is there to say? I'd like to know what's different between this game in Rebirth other than the translation? Did it change the controls? Did it add more content? In the trophy list, I saw that there was like downloadable content. That's kind of weird. I don't know how you could or add downloadable content or what it would be. This is such a cool and interesting and weird game. Man, I want to try some of that food. Well, I can't think of anything else. If I do, I guess I'll put it in the comment or the description of the video, but I just want to thank you very much for watching all the way through. This was my first Let's Play. I'm sure I have a lot to iron out, and I'll get better at this as time goes on. I hope I didn't bore you too much, especially with some of those later episodes that were just a lot of grinding and not a whole lot else, but hopefully some of the concepts and the things that I was able to point out about the game and its design, and maybe talking about other games, maybe helped you exercise some brain muscles, just got you thinking a little bit. Like, that's all I ask for, you know. And, you know, from your comments, I'd love to do the same. I'd love to be thinking about stuff in a different way. What more is there? I don't know. I'll figure out the next game I'm going to play for the Let's Play. Currently, I have Animal Crossing City Folk also coming out simultaneously along with the episodes of this that are still coming out. Please check out my friend Super Moth Girl. She's the one who got me into doing Let's Plays. At the time of me recording this, she's working on Baroque and another sort of secret game that's coming out. It's yet to come out. I know what it is, but you'll see. Beyond that, you know, check me out on twitch.tv, and I hope to see you again sometime. Until then, take care.